Greetings, everyone. Well, a couple weeks ago, we got a bit of a bombshell dropped on us, and holy Moses, is the fan world of not only of The Simpsons, but of physical media, and everybody's just outraged, up in arms. There's rioting in the streets. It's just chaos, man. So I thought, all right, I guess I should weigh in on this particular subject because everybody just seems to be freaking the fuck out. Oh my god! Okay, so here's the thing. For those of you, the one or two of you who haven't heard, it was recently announced by Al Jean, one of the producers of The Simpsons, that Season 17 is the last of the DVD Blu-ray releases. Going forward, subsequent season releases will only be available exclusively through simpsonsworld.com and via live streaming and on demand on the FXX channel as part of their Simpsons deal, and that any future extras will only be available on Simpsons World, basically behind a subscription wall. Now here's the problem with that. First off, Simpsons World, you can only subscribe, you only have access to it if you're in the States. Because, there's no Simpsons fans anywhere outside of the United States. Just saying. The other big thing, of course, is the discontinuing of the DVD releases, which has a lot of people really ticked off. Because, there's a lot of them. They've been releasing them for quite a while. 17 seasons. Well, actually 18 seasons, because there's also season 20. I imagine the people who've been collecting as they come out have been really excited to see the gap closing between the earlier season releases and the season 20 release. Finally, about to have a solid run from 1 through 20, because season 20 was released during the 20th anniversary year, like shortly after that season finished. So, and now it looks like that won't happen. So there will forever be a gap of 2 seasons between season 17 and season 20 on your respective video shelves. Now, I don't want to hear from people who are of the, Simpsons isn't as good as it used to be, so who cares anyway? It wasn't any good after season 9, or it wasn't any good after season 3, or it wasn't any good after the Tracy Ullman show. Like, just fuck off. Just go away, please. All right? This isn't about you. All right? This has nothing to do with you. Just don't even bother. I really don't care about what your opinion is on the quality of The Simpsons. That's not what this issue is. What this issue is about is the discontinuation of the DVD releases. Now, people are freaking out about this because, this is a huge release, like a huge series of releases that has been going for a very long time, well over a decade now. A lot of people have invested a lot of time and money into collecting them as they come out. I mean, they can be expensive when they first come out, like $50 or $60 sometimes. That's a big investment. I mean, if you're really hardcore into it, you want them as soon as they come out, you're going to pay that price for them. Myself, I've always got them on sale. I wait for them to drop a bit and then I get them on sale, and that's, whatever. But it's been a lot of time and money spent investing in the collection, and as a Simpsons fan myself, it looks really cool having them all up on the shelf there. Just skim through. Not to mention the packaging has always been awesome for these. I mean, just loaded with original artwork and stuff. The contents of the discs loaded with extras. I mean, pretty much every single episode has a commentary track from the creators. There's deleted scenes, there's animatics and lots of behind the scenes info, commercials, like when they were doing their Butterfinger commercials, they got a bunch of those, and special appearances on other shows, and like there was an America's Most Wanted special when they did the Who Shot Mr. Burns thing, and all of that stuff, that great golden classic stuff, is on the DVDs. Now you'll only have that access to that content on Simpsons World? Seriously? What the fuck is that shit? I want to be able to plug a DVD into my drive and watch it on my TV. But okay, here's where it's all breaking down. Is people are looking at this as an example of the death of physical media. And no, okay, this is just one of countless multi-season series set releases that have been abandoned by Fox. Okay? This is not an industry-wide thing. This is a Fox thing. You know, Fox, a lot of people unaffectionately call them fucks because they like to fuck with fans of everything. These are the people who canceled Firefly. And not to mention, canceled it after airing all the episodes in the wrong order. These are the people who have a long track record of putting out a couple seasons of something and then canceling the rest of the releases. I mean, fucking NYPD Blue. NYPD Blue, one of the greatest cop shows ever in the history of cop shows. They released 2 seasons, and it was like 5 years later they released seasons 3 and 4, and then they canceled the whole damn thing. There were 7 seasons left to go. But no, it's because the numbers weren't there. They weren't selling a gajillion copies of every set, so they canceled it. That's the way it works, folks. It's economics. When you're talking big studio economics, big studios expect big numbers. And the simple fact of the matter is, with a multi-season set, like an ongoing series, it is simple supply and demand, where more people will buy the early seasons than they will buy the later seasons. That is a fact. That is a constant that you can find numbers for, I'm sure, for every single TV show on DVD release since the beginning of TV shows on DVD. Now, in the case of The Simpsons, it's a huge franchise, and obviously the numbers have been good for a very long time because we've got 18 fucking seasons on DVD. Most shows that have that kind of, steady decline get canned after a few seasons, such as happened with NYPD Blue. Hill Street Blues was another one. It's a 7-season show. They released 2 and then stopped. Now, there is light at the end of the tunnel. In the case of NYPD Blue and Hill Street Blues and a ton of other shows, independent companies such as Shout Factory have picked up the license. Shout Factory already has a working relationship with Fox. They've released other shows that Fox themselves has abandoned because Shout Factory understands the way the market for these things work. And being a smaller independent company, they don't have the same overhead that a big studio like Fox does. Not to mention, they don't have the same expectations that a big studio like Fox has. So there is potentially light at the end of the tunnel for the future of digital video disc releases of The Simpsons. It's possible that at some point an independent company like Shout Factory or maybe even Mill Creek will pick it up and carry on their releases. Now, what would this mean in terms of packaging and extras? Who knows? I mean, we don't even know if that's going to happen. It may just be that Fox is like, whatever. It's an old brand that we don't really care that much about. Anyway, Simpsons World is good enough. Streaming shitty video quality is good enough. It's frustrating. It's very frustrating. But is this the death of digital, physical media? Absolutely not. Of course not. Does it mean that maybe physical media is moving more towards the niche? Maybe. More than likely. In fact, I'd probably say yes. And that's okay. That doesn't mean it's going away. That just means that it's becoming more niche. I mean, we have so many options now for consuming our digital video content. A lot of people love Netflix and similar streaming sites, Hulu and whatnot, and just like to watch their stuff online because they don't care so much about collecting. They just want to put something on while they're doing the dishes or whatever. They don't care about that. That's not important to them. So it doesn't have to be the most amazing quality in the world. But then there are people like me, people like probably a lot of you, who like to collect things, who like to actually have something on your shelf, something you can actually show for your money. I paid money for this, and here is the thing that I got with my money. Rather than, I paid money for this, and, it's not on Netflix anymore. Never mind. Yeah. I like the fact that I am not at the mercy of these digital streaming services that, may or may not still have that movie available that I want to watch. I run into this with my friends all the time. I mean, we go to watch a movie together. I'll have it on DVD or Blu-ray, and they'll say, I'll watch it on Netflix. Like, I know they have it. I've seen it there. It's like, okay, cool. You watch it on Netflix, I'll watch my Blu-ray, whatever. Then they'll go to check on Netflix. It's like, they removed it last week. Well, then, I guess we're not watching that movie. Yeah, but anyway, that's probably a whole other discussion. Well, it's kind of peripherally related. But anyway, is it the death of physical media because The Simpsons is being canceled? No, it really isn't. I mean, as I said, it's Fox that did this. Consider the source. of the problem here. Okay, Fox does this all the time with canceling shows, with canceling DVD releases. They expect big numbers and mega hits for everything because they're all about the fast buck. So Simpsons has done pretty well being under the studio system. You know, it really has. But, you know, maybe it's time for it to move to one of the smaller companies. Because the smaller companies, you know, like Shout Factory, Mill Creek, Blue Underground, Criterion, they get it. They get it that physical media is more of a collector's medium now than anything else. And they cater to that. They specifically cater to people like us who want deluxe packaging, who want lots of extras, who want the best quality transfers for movies and such. And they get that. And that's what they provide us with. So they meet that demand, that collector's demand. If anything, the fact that these releases are starting to trickle away from the big studios could actually be a good thing. You know? Because that means if they're going to stay in any kind of physical form, in terms of the distribution, they're going to move to the independent companies. And a lot of these indie companies are run by fans like you and me. You know? So we're going to have releases by the fans, for the fans, catering specifically to the collector's market. This could actually be a really good thing. Right now, right at the time of this video, it sucks ass. It really sucks because there's no news. There's nothing on the horizon. All we know is there's a shit ton of angry fans out there who are pissed off that now they won't be able to complete their Simpsons DVD and or Blu-ray collections. And that definitely sucks balls. It sucks balls and ass. That's a lot of sucking. It sucks the balls through the ass. That's how much it sucks. That's some pretty major suction. So anyway, it's not the death of physical media. It's just Fox being assholes again. Alright? So let's just relax, take a deep breath, and sit back and rewatch the 17 seasons of Simpsons. Like 17 consecutive seasons of Simpsons that you've got. Rewatch the movie. I love the movie. The movie's great. It's a lot of fun. It's like a big-ass episode. Yeah. I don't know what to tell you. Well, actually, I do. I just said everything I wanted to tell you. Alrighty. There's my thoughts on the Simpsons DVDs going bye-bye. I don't think they're going to go bye-bye for very long. I mean, there is just such a huge backlash of fan outrage that I can't see this lasting for long. So give them their little period of exclusivity with Simpsons World and FXX, which sounds a lot like Fox. And, yeah, actually, I think I may have been mistaken. Simpsons World, I think, is available worldwide. FXX, however, is only available in the States. So, that's great. So, if they make shit only available through FXX, anyone outside of the U.S. is screwed. We'll never get any of that content. I should mention, the one reason that Al Jean mentioned that the DVDs were being discontinued was he said, well, you know, it's because of declining DVD sales and to combat piracy. Really? How do you figure? Because now, by limiting the access to this content, that's actually going to encourage more piracy. In fact, that's going to make the pirates even more determined to fuck over your protecting your content system and make it available to the masses as far and wide as possible. That's going to increase piracy. How can you not see the very simple common sense logic of that? Come on. Let's get those DVDs back on the shelves. Make it happen. Shout Factory, I'm looking at you. You can make this happen. Alright. That is it from me to you for now, folks. Until next time, thanks for watching, and sayonara.